Alright, hello everyone. Today we are going to be going through a VOD of how I managed to get a UG air groove, right? So this is just a sample scenario of how a very strong make a new track run will go, right? Make a new track is very RNG, and it's also a lot of skill learning, because if you have not played any other roguelikes before, you really will not understand what are the things that you need to be prioritizing in this kind of game mode, alright? Lacking the understanding of these kinds of roguelike mechanics is really going to be quite painful, but it's okay. After a few days of playing, I'm sure you'll figure out a flow that suits you, right? In particular, any F2P deck in this scenario can actually high roll really strongly, right? As long as the rainbows hit right, as long as the shop hits right, as long as the money and the winning of the races hits right. There's a lot of different factors here, so don't be afraid if you are losing a lot, because this scenario is very tough to get into first, right? So don't worry about that. Right now, the example that I'm going to be showing you is going to be a sprint air groove team trial horse, right? I don't have Super Creek, so that's why I'm trying to avoid playing the long horses for now. I will be trying to acquire a Super Creek soon, just by dumping all my selectors into my Super Creek, because I pay money for this game, alright? I'm not the same as all of you. Maybe some of you are still running maybe only 2 SSRs, even 1 SSR, or maybe even no SSR, only full borrow. Never mind, don't worry about it. After accumulating a lot of resources, you'll be able to do stuff later on as well. Okay, full F2P can definitely participate, just need to prioritize really important support card banners and don't go and hunt down every single horse, because the horses, even if they are meta, if your cards are bad, the horse is also bad. It's just like that. The cards are equipment, right? If your character in Honkai Star Rail don't have the weapon, don't have the artifacts, you think the character is good? No, the character is still trash, right? Super meta character, really strong, oh, but no gear, no stats, nothing, oh, GG, game over. This is the case for Umamusume, alright? Our support cards are the gear, no horse. Okay, so over here, I'm using a deck that prioritizes the gold skills. For the sprint horse, we prioritize getting the sparks for sprint A. For Mal A, I get a little bit of power here because I'm using a guts. I'm using a 2-piece guts deck. I'll use a 2 speed, 2 guts, as well as 2 wits. The reason I'm doing this is because the 20% power bonus means that I can click the guts and get power by quite a lot. I can click the speed and get power by quite a lot. MooMooCows, how come you don't have another SSR? Because I haven't finished my Narita top road pulls. I'm going to be a very smart gacha player. I'm going to wait for the Narita top road pulls to come out first. After that, I will go and pull for the rest of the banner, and I'll see what my luck tells me I can get. Right? Maybe I have no choice. I have to use a selected gem on Narita top road, so be it. I already know the drill. Right? After the entire make a new track, Narita top road will fall off. So for the first 11 turns or so, there really is nothing much to do here. All you'll be doing is just clicking bonds, right? Click bonds, prioritize getting energy. Mood up is also okay, but you will always prioritize energy over the mood up in particular. As you can see here, my early game bonds were absolutely amazing. Always a 3 stack, right? I love to click 3 stacks and I don't like to click 2 stacks, right? Sometimes 2 stacks with an exclamation mark I will also click if the exclamation mark happens to be on a card that's very hard to bond. For example, Haru Urara, the guts card that I'm using, has 0 initial friendship bonus, which means that she starts at 0. So she's one of the hardest cards to max, which means I try to prioritize clicking her as much as possible. I'm also using a speed, guts and wit deck, which means I'm prioritizing clicking those to raise the facility levels, because this is like Ura. The more you click the specific places you want to click, the more you are going to get the facility level for them. It's every 4 clicks you will level up the facility level by 1, so try to prioritize clicking them. We also want to try to lean towards clicking speed more in the early game, is because more speed just makes your early Mao races, your early G2 races more likely to get first place, right? Because I'm sure all of you have experienced it already. It's super painful when your horses lose the early races, then you have to even burn a you even sometimes consider burning a clock just to help them clear those early races, right? One tip I can give you for those early races is that if you are first, second or third place, just take it and don't use a clock, because you need to use those clocks to ensure that you win the G1s later on. The G1s are more valuable than winning these G2s over here. Even a second place gives you 60 coins for buying the resources, so it's not that bad. It's still okay, right? Always try to clear at least first, second or third place with the early races as much as possible. Alright, also if you can buy a skill to improve your odds of winning, you should try to buy the skill, right? Maybe you know for a fact that that is a right-handed track, you can try to buy right-handed, and you also training for a right-handed CM at the same time. Oh, beautiful, right? So if the skill that you're gonna buy is going to be used for the upcoming CM, you can go ahead and buy it earlier for more SP costs, just so you can clear your early game easier. Right, so over here, we always check shop first, we always check bonds first, we see if there are any races to do. Personally, I don't load an agenda. What I do is I just kind of click whatever races I want to do in that period of time, and then I just wing it. It's probably easier if I saved an agenda, honestly, but never mind. Basically, I'm just trying to see which turns I can rest on, which turns I want to go and do trainings on, which turns I want to go and chill out on, right? So in this stage, there's no races, we just go and click the bond. After that, there's a G2 race here, but before you do anything, you must check the bond. If there is 3 bonds, I would choose the bonds over the race. If the bond also happens to be a horse or a cart that I know is going to take a long time to bond up, a horse with or a cart with 0 initial friendship bonus like Urara, then I may consider leaning towards clicking Urara, even if it's only a 2 bond, right? Just making sure you can get all of your rainbows active by the time the first summer comes is a very important thing to keep track of while you are going through this scenario here, right? So we're just going to buy every single skill book we see. We have a lot of spare money here. We always want to try and accumulate money and get good items, and also try to click the bonds, right? So we're going to click the wit here, and then after that we're just going to keep going. Okay, after that here, you see a 3 bond and a race here. No, I will click the bond. I always prioritize good bonds and important bonds. Urara keeps appearing, which is absolutely incredible for me, right? Urara keeps appearing with a huge stack of other people, which means I will be able to bond her very easily. Okay, I'm also trying to focus on getting speed clicks as much as possible. The faster we get to 300 speed in the early game, the easier it is for us to go and clear. As you can see, I prioritize getting the speed +5 and the power there. I want to get 300 speed. I want to get 400 speed as early as possible. Over there, I'm trying to find a way to click that. I really want to click that 3 bond over there, but I only have 40% chance. I don't want to risk it. I'm just gonna rest, right? So I'm just gonna rest, and then after that, we're just gonna keep going through the whole run over here. Okay, it's always like that for the first year. First year is really just accumulating money, accumulating good items, and prioritizing the bonds. And sometimes the bonds don't add up. Sometimes the races don't add up. It will happen eventually, right? Okay, you just need to keep re-rolling. Once the early game, the snowball is very good, you are going to be a very happy person here, right? This is the life of someone with A mile. The early stages, right, the first year is really all mile races, a crazy amount of mile races. So trying to get at least B mile for your horses is going to be very useful. If you have C mile, you need to make sure you inherit a lot of speed early game. Otherwise, the winning of the C mile races is going to be really painful, really painful. Except a 2nd or 3rd place, even if you're C mile, right? It's really quite tough in the early game. Okay, so over here we are trying to make sure we have a break here, because there's 2 G1s. I really don't skip G1s. G1s are very important to clear. So we try our best to make sure we don't get any bad moods. We try to make sure our mood is as high as possible for the G1s. We make sure we are ready to race 2 or 3 G1s in a row every single time. Never over the race unless you understand the risk of it, right? For example, if you were to race all the races here, all the way until Hopeful Stakes, the Hopeful Stakes will not give you a debuff, but the Asahi High will give you a debuff. Why? Because Hopeful Stakes is at the end of the year. At the end of the year, there is no debuff, which is something that you can consider when you are doing this entire run, right? So there's a lot of little bits of min-maxing that you can try to do here to try and squeeze a little bit more value. You don't have to learn all of them. Here, I hate Kale Juice. Very important item. Extremely important. With Kale Juice, you can basically get a full reset for summer, which is extremely powerful. Then after that, when you have Kale Juice, you need to hunt down for the Cupcake. Once you get the Kale Juice Cupcake combo, when you go to the summer, it's going to be the fattest clicks you've ever seen so far. Really awesome stuff here. For this one, I asked chat, I don't remember which epithet I need to do. Either I do the pink one and do the Mao one, I think, and then the top one is for the crown one. I don't remember them. I literally don't remember them, so I always ask chat, because chat is a nice little Wikipedia that I can just keep asking about what to do, right? Chat told me to do pink, I just do pink. I don't really particularly min-max this epithet hunting at all. Here we get 5th place, right? This is why we save our clocks. Okay, we always save our clocks for these kinds of G1s over here, right? Then after that, we just skip it, we get 1st place. Nice, lucky, right? I forgot to buy skills here. Before G1s, always remember to buy skills to help you to win, right? Any skills for the specific position that you're going to use the horse in. For me, I'm going to force this horse into Pace Chaser position every single time, right? So I'm just going to buy Pace Chaser skills to help me clear these early races a lot easier. That's my goal here, right? And then why are you popping your race cleat hammers so early? It's because I want more stats early game. The earlier you get the stats, the easier the early races become, right? So you slam the hammers all the time on G1s, right? Always slam your cleat hammers on G1s every single time in the early game. Don't need to save all the way until the end. right? You can even use more of your cleat hammers at the end and then pray that the final shop has cleat hammers inside. Up to you. Some people like to do that, some people don't want to do that at all. Up to you, right? Over here we got lucky, we hit a barbecue. Holy shit, the barbecue is actually a lifesaver here, right? The earlier you get the barbecue, the more easier your bonding life becomes, right? I'm a bit sad that they don't make it automatically eat the barbecue, which I think they definitely should, because you never save barbecue. There's literally no reason to save the barbecue, unless you want to somehow pray for charming and then use barbecue, because charming apparently works for barbecue from what I understand. So you can do something like that, but you're never gonna buy charming. Charming is 150 gold. It's too expensive. Really too expensive. Right, so here, great barbecue, and then here I'm gambling 23%. I'm thinking about it, and I say no, I don't want to gamble 23%. Some people choose to gamble that, they really do, right? But I don't want to, so I just pop that. Never mind. Right, so it's a choice. This one's a choice, personal preference also, right? There's a lot of risk appetite stuff here. There's no races today. I double checking, so I just click that. That's a very good bond turn. Very good, right? You see my bonds, excellent. I'm getting my rainbows ready for the final summer. I mean, for the first summer, it's just really good stuff. I'm checking my bonds again. I decide, oh, the bonds are not good enough to click. I'm going to race instead, right? It's all personal preference, guys. It's really personal preference, right? You can technically use spreadsheets and stuff to go and do all this stuff, but after a while, you can just go by your gut, right? Your gut tells you this is good, okay, you just follow it. Your gut tells you this is bad, never mind, don't need to follow, right? All good. Here we are just going to keep checking again. This is another resting turn here. There's a good rainbow there that I can maybe click, but I have not enough energy potions to go and do this kind of stuff, so I'm probably just going to take a rest here, right? So it's all about rationing the resources here, right? I don't want to use all the energy, otherwise first summer I got nothing, and I don't want to burn my megaphones too early, because later first summer no megaphone also. Yeah, right? Like you cannot burn all your resources before first summer, and you must make sure you don't over hoard your resources also, right? I know a lot of RPG people, they play like Skyrim, they play like all these other games, right? They just hoard all of their items all the way until the end, and they forget to use it for the final boss. They forget to use it for this. Oh, I didn't need it anyway, right? Well, ultimately in this game, you cannot save those resources for anything. There is nothing in the end game, right? There is no other thing besides the third year, which means that if you still have like 8 items, 10 items by the time you enter the final year, you're playing it wrong. You need to burn your resources earlier, right? And if you're entering the final year and you find that you have quite a lot of items still saved up, look for opportunities to offload those items, right? Purposely maybe dump it on a single rainbow, just so you can get some value out of those items before you enter the final year, right? Very important stuff. Of course, occasionally you can save a few items for the final 3 trainings of the whole run. Sometimes people can do that also, up to you. You just need to pray that the final 3 trainings of the last 3 turns is going to give you something awesome, right? If it gives you something awesome, then congratulations, your gamble paid off. Otherwise, oof, your gamble did not pay off. Unlucky, right? So yeah, here as you can see, I am going to race the NHK Mile, a bunch of races all in a row, 4 races in a row. Takarazuka, Yasuda. I want to race all of them. I want every single G1 inside of my horse's pocket. More skill points, more stats. We love stats. We love all this stuff, right? So that's why we are going to try our best to make sure we don't get too many debuffs while we're doing this, right? I don't want to get my skin rash. I don't want to lose too much mood, because summer is still afterwards, right? I want to try and get all these items over here, do as many of them as I can. But what if I don't have items at this point in time, MooMooCows? What if I don't have the carrot juice like you here, right? If I don't have the kale juice, I don't have any Vita energy drinks, I don't have any cupcakes, can I do this G1 marathon? Maybe you can consider skipping one of them, the least important one. Right, you just skip the least important one, you just take a resting turn so you have enough energy for the summer, and after that you just go through the summer with a little bit of energy stored and use a few Vita drinks to make sure you can go through the whole summer without resting at all, right? The more you can go through the whole summer and click all of it, the better the stat lines of your horse. As you can see, even though my horse is very powerful now, right, 400 speed, has some skills inside of her, she can still lose occasionally. So that's why you must ration the clocks also, right? Don't burn all the clocks on mile races, because ultimately when you get to the G1s, you will still have some problems with winning also, right? You will need an extraordinarily high amount of speed to make sure you can win these, and even then, RNG can always just RNG you, right? Umamusume is an RNG game. Okay, so anyway, here I managed to get a cupcake here, comboed with my kale juice here. I'm just going to go and race every single one of them, get all the epithets I can get so I can get more stat points, right? More stat points means more happy horse. Okay, the stronger the horse survives, the stronger the horse becomes later on, right? Put the horse through hell and then the horse comes out and becomes a god, right? That's the idea here. Okay, over here we'll just keep doing the races. I'm just looking at the items I want. As you can see, I have a lot of items that I really want. So I'm trying to force races so I can get more money so that we can buy more stuff to make the horse even more stronger, right? That's what we are trying to aim for here with this air groove run over here. So I'm trying to high roll this horse with the 2 speed, 2 wit, and also 2 guts bonus over here. Okay, so after that we are entering Takarazuka Kinen here. Whoa, look at that shop, beautiful shop. Mile corners, I don't use that because it's a sprinting horse, right? So unfortunately, the way that the rivals mechanic works is that it gives you the skill for the track's distance, and it gives you a skill for the horse's position inside of the race. It's not like a Haru where it's based on the horse's position just by default in terms of aptitudes, right? This one is you race the horse at pace, I will give you a pace skill, or I will give you a medium because you're racing Takarazuka, which is a medium track. That's how the game logic decides which skill they're going to give you, right? You can technically prune, by the way. You can prune a skill and the game will not give you the skill again. So you can also try and prune for hunting down specific skills like straightaway spurt as an end closer if you're trying to do that also, right? Anyway, now it's summertime. Summertime, I'm looking at my shop. My shop's pretty good, but I'm trying to ration my money here because I might need the whistle here. So you see I'm saving. I don't need those items right now, so I'm just going to chill out a little bit. Here I have the Kale Juice Cupcake combo, boom. And then I pop the 60% megaphone, boom. Why are you popping it on a singular speed rainbow, MooMooCows? It's because we just want to get a bunch of stats. There are stat thresholds that I have to achieve by a certain period of time in the race, right? There's a lot of training effectiveness stacking, so I just popped my guts because it's a very good guts click, so we popped it, right? Humongous amount of stats there, right? And we just keep clicking rainbows. And then we save the whistle for when there are no rainbows. The whistle is used like a soft reroll. It's used to basically save yourself from horrendous trash, right? You don't want to pop the whistle when there's something usable there, because if you reroll a usable, you might get trash, right? But if you reroll trash and you get usable, it's very, very good upgrade, isn't it? Right? So the whistle is used for emergency situations. That's why I personally like to buy it, because when I play roguelikes, I have never ever said in a roguelike, I don't want reroll. There's no such thing. You play Hades, you play Isaac, you play Mugenics. Every time there's a reroll, do you say no? No. You always take a reroll because rerolling reduces RNG. And that's why the whistles are God. Always buy the whistles, in my opinion. Okay, in my personal roguelike experience, always buy whistles, because turning trash into usability is a very significant thing, right? If you already look at your Super Creek, you know 2LB Super Creek versus 3LB Super Creek is light and day, right? Fire motion 2LB versus fire motion 3LB, light and day. Anyway, here, big dilemma. MooMooCows, look, I have 2 wit rainbows, I have 2 training bonuses, I have 69 stats. 69 stats in total. 38 wit plus 14 speed plus 17 skill points is 69 stats. MooMooCows, would you click this over the Sprinter Stakes G1? Personally, I would do the check first. So what I'm going to do here is that on stream, I was having the dilemma, right? And then after that, I was trying to teach chat on how to decide on this one. So what we do is we alt-tab. We pull out the calculator, we add up all the stats first. Because I am very sleepy here, I cannot do mental math very good. Okay, so we calculate how much stats are we going to get. Literally type it out. Literally type it out. After you type it out mentally, okay, you go to the reference document. Scroll down to advanced training strategy. Scroll down until you see this part over here. What stat line do I choose before I do it over a G1? It must be before megaphones and weights. It must be 70 points. But I am at 69 points, so I'm 1 point off. But I still click it. Why did I click it? It's because I know I need the stats. If you need the stats from this, and you have the megaphone, then I don't see a reason why I should skip that. I really want those stats. I really, really want those stats. So I click that, right? Of course, I sacrificed my G1, so be it, unlucky, right? I think more sane people will actually go and choose to race that one. Never mind. Doesn't matter, because ultimately this run was crazy anyway. Even though I missed that one, later on in Shuka Show, I'll get another decision to make. I'll get another fat rainbow over there, and then later on I'll get another fat rainbow. So sometimes the rainbows just keep coming and you have to make those decisions. If there are too many fat rainbows, then the G1 is more important actually, because more skill points and also your stat lines are very, very above average. In that document also that you saw just now, there is a threshold that you can look at. It will tell you what kind of stat lines you're aiming for at specific timing. Over here is the Shukasho stat line over here. I still have megaphone activated, but when you look at the number of cards on it, it's only 3 cards. 2 rainbows plus 1 bonus card is not enough to be 70, so I still raise the Shukasho, right? So G1s prioritize over the 70 stats. It's just a general rule. It's really a general rule. It's a really, really general rule. If you don't want to follow the rule, you don't have to follow the rule. Do not let your life be ruled by these kinds of little things over here, right? Because ultimately, as long as you just hit a very, very good roll, later on, the run will still be very, very successful, right? So here, I want to race as many G1s as possible here, and then I'll just rest later on because I can't do Arima Kinen, right? This horse has no long, right? So I also have no stamina, so really I can't do any long CMs, so we're just going to go through this as chill as possible, right? So we're just going to do these G1 races over here. We're just going to try to accumulate resources for the second summer. After the first summer comes second summer. Second summer is the next significant point that you need to aim for. Always look at the training of the Umamusume in terms of stages, right? After the first year, what goal is the next one? Okay, summer. After first summer, we've prepared for summer. We pop all our resources in summer. Now we aim for second summer. Now we pray for some good ass resources in this for the period of time between first summer and second summer. And then we try to pop everything on second summer, and then after second summer we try to dump everything so that we don't have any spare resources by the time we get to the end. Don't care. It's more important to dump everything rather than save it and then pass it down to no one. Your money will be wasted, right? There's no one left. You have no kids in this game to pass down your money to, so there's really no reason to hoard any of your resources left. Okay, so over here, I think I was talking to them asking if I want to do Japan Cup or if I do Kyoto Cup or something. I'm also saying like, guys, I love Kale Juice so much, right? Because when you have Kale Juice, your summers are basically secured. So always try to hunt down for Kale Juice as much as possible. Over here, we get the double Guts Rainbow. You see my Guts is level 1 because I never click it at all, right? But here, double Guts Rainbow, there's no way I don't click that. Why? It's my best Guts click. It's literally my best Guts click. But also, if you look below, it's Mao Championship. Oh shit, MooMooCows. It's time to decide again. Which is more important, the Guts stat or the G1 epithet? And then I just do the math over here. I'm doing the math mentally. I'm asking chat, hey, should I do this? I believe this was 71 stats. If I remember correctly, the first experience was 61 stats. Then this one was 71 stats. So that was 71 stats. I was checking if I had the Guts weights. I was checking if I got the megaphone. And then I was like, nah, there's no way I abandon 71 stats. So I skipped Mao Championship. Don't care. Right? I literally don't care. I need those stats. Look at that. Beautiful stat lines. I got the weights also. Just slam that thing. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful when you get these kinds of stuff over here. Even chat is going, holy shit. Right? Beautiful stuff over here. So I just do it. My gut tells me I should just do it, so I just do it. Right? That's just how it is sometimes. Once you get the feeling, you can just kind of do it by your own gut. Right? Don't care about the little bits of 1s and 2s you miss because you're min-maxing to a very, very high level. Right? Don't need to min-max that high. Right? Because ultimately, when you go to the CM, like, who cares, you know? Like, sometimes the CM is just a random CM. Okay? It's a straightaway spurt NSM CM. If I hit better than you, I'll just win no matter how strong my horse is. Right? So, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm not that kind of player. Okay? Anyway, you can see my speed now. You can look at my speed. By the second year, it's 700 speed by the end of the second year. Absolutely crazy thresholds. I accidentally used a hammer here because I thought I was racing Arima Kinen. Oh, what a foolish decision. I could have used the hammer on another G1 later. Oh, unlucky. Alright, I got too high off the Guts click there. I got really too high off the Guts click. So I go by my gut a lot. So that's why I kind of mess up here quite a bit. Alright, if you have no energy there and you race on the last December, right, take note you will not get a debuff. Okay, 0 energy, the debuff does not work if it's the last year. It also doesn't work when there's inspiration, from what I remember. If there's an inspiration or if there's a last year, you actually will not get a debuff, so you can add that to your little bits of min-maxing that you can do during the run. You don't need to memorize this, don't worry about it, right? Maybe you just get backseated, you just click it a few times and someone keeps reminding you, then you're like, oh, I can actually do that here. That line of play is available for me. You get better at the scenario. It's very, very satisfying once you get better at the scenario, right? Slam your head against the wall until you get better. Here I'm thinking to myself, do I really want to race again? Can I pop an energy potion here to try and click something? And then after that I decided, maybe? And then I just pop the energy potions and just do it, right? If you can try not to rest, try not to rest. A turn not getting stats is a turn wasted, essentially, right? So we try our best not to rest. Here I have Kale Juice, that's why I don't mind resting, right? In case of emergency, I have a Kale Juice to pop for the summer, which means I will always have a full energy restore for the summer, which means I don't have to worry so much about my energy later on. So I just pop the Vitas for these kinds of trainings over here. Not the idealist decisions, right? But anyway, it pays off for me because I will get rewarded with a lot of items later on, right? So here we have a wits click again. I'm looking at my wit stat right now. Do I want to race for more money? Do I want to pump up my wit? What's my wit right now? Only 707 by third year, which is a bit insane actually. 707 by third year is a bit insane for the run. So it's a really, really awesome run here. I'm thinking about it and I think to myself, no, I want more money. I need resources because I ran out of resources for the summer. I need megaphone. I need more ankle bites. Oh shit, I failed. You see, like even when I have 700 speed and all that wit, I can still die in the medium races. I can still die in the G2s. It happens. So that's why you must ration your clocks. Don't burn all your clocks on one G1. If the G1 is hopeless, throw it away. Never mind. Don't hold on to it because you need to go through the rest of the run. If it's already a good run, do not sacrifice all your rerolls. Right? Do not sacrifice your rerolls. If it's already a good run, you already went through summer, it was awesome. You went through the early stage, the bonding was awesome. Do not sacrifice all of it just for one G1. Right? I also make that mistake sometimes because if I don't think about it for a very long time, I will just anyhow go and click the button. Oh, I regret it later. Right? That's just what happens. So don't let your feelings go and decide the decision for you. Okay? So anyway, now we're entering the third year already. Third year, I'm looking for opportunities to dump all my items, but I need to make sure I accumulate items for the summer. Over here, I think to myself, I have skincare, so I don't mind getting a bit of a problem here in terms of my a skin rash. Yeah, so I don't mind, but never get it. Lucky, right? No skin rash. And then after that here, I am thinking to myself whether I want to race again. What items do I need to buy? What money do I need right now? And I think to myself, well, no, Tatsumono Kinen, I don't know how to pronounce that, is upcoming. So I probably should just chill out this turn. So I choose to rest here. And then I get a guts click here, but the guts click is not good enough. Right? If the guts click was stacked with like Kita-san and fine motion and all the other training effectiveness, maybe I consider it. But here I just choose to race instead. Right? So I just do that. Okay? I think chat at this point in time was telling me like, MooMooCows, I rest way more than you. Does that mean that the run is glue? It's not really the main indicator whether the run is glue. It is just an indicator that you don't have good items. That's it. It's not really oh, you should reset the run because you're resting too much. It's more of a fact of, hey, you might not be having good items now, so just rest first. If the first summer and the inheritance was good, then maybe you can just keep going even though you were resting quite a bit. Because ultimately, as long as you just get good rainbows after some or during summer and after the second summer, you will still be able to hit the stat line. So don't worry about it so much, alright? I rest when I have no choice, or I rest when I think is the most prudent decision for that period of time. Right? It depends on how lucky I am already. Like this one obviously is very lucky, right? So I'm trying to reduce risk at this point, right? I'm taking a more risk-averse strategy now, which is I'll take the most comfortable things. I will not take a very very significantly difficult decisions, right? I don't want to basically click any 30%. I don't want to click 20%. I want to try to make sure everything is like a 10%, a 5% risk at worst, right? In terms of clicking for the rainbows. So like everything, I'm just trying to cut it down. You notice my energy here is also 0. So I'm looking at the Victoria Mile, Yasuda, Takarazuka, any of the G1s that I can do here. I'm considering to myself what I want to do here. Sometimes decisions are very, very hard. Sometimes they're very hard. Just take your time. Just take your time. Early on, your gut feeling cannot guide you like me. So you have to take more effort to basically think about stuff. Just take the time. The early runs, easily 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, no worries. After that, you go by your gut, it'll be 1 hour already, right? Because this scenario is unfortunately just very, very long. There's no super speed quality of life yet. I really wish we had that because then this would go much, much faster. Oh, look at that. G1 lost, right? That's why we saved the clocks. That's why we saved the clocks. Oh my god, again. Holy shit. Then we burn the clock again. Because why? It's near the end of the race. It's really not supposed to lose this many times. So yeah, just save your clocks for these moments right here. Save your clocks for these moments right here. It's just how it is sometimes. Okay? Anyway, after that experience, I have run out of clocks and I want to make sure I can win all my G1s. So I start hunting down for skills to buy. Right? Just hunt down any skill that I can use as a pace chaser that I would definitely use for my sprint team trials. I go and buy them. Alright, it's like a wake-up call, that one. It's like, oh boy, I can still lose? Okay, maybe I should buy more skills instead. Right? Just do something like that. Okay, just to reduce risk. I'm reducing the risk as much as I can. Personal preference. You also can choose to gamble all the way if you want. Right? But if the run good, I try not to do it. Okay, over here, there's nothing to race, so I'll probably be just looking for an easy click here. I'll just raw click the speed here. I don't have enough megaphones, so I don't want to just anyhow click with my megaphones here. Right, over here we have Yasuda and then Takarazuka, so we just race, get the skill points and the stats. After that, we go to the summer. Alright, and as you can see here, I do have the kale juice already, right? So since I have kale juice, I'm willing to just keep racing. But if you don't have kale juice at this time, take the safest option if the run is good and just rest here, okay? Like, you don't have to race every single G1. You obviously sucks if you have to miss it, but if your summer if you got no energy at all and you got no resources for it, it's just going to feel super, super bad. I know some people also can use 4 charms for the whole summer. You can basically have no energy for summer and you just 4 charm the whole thing. It's very expensive in terms of charm consumption, but if you do have kale juice, that's just how you have to do it. Okay, I'm considering whether I want to use the whistle here. I have 4 whistles. I'm trying to find opportunities to dump my whistles here, right? So I'll just pop my energy potion combo here. I decided that, never mind. We will pop our 40% here. You see, I'm lacking my 60% megaphone. I couldn't find my 60% megaphone. So that's really unfortunate. Now I just need to make sure I max my speed. Right, so I'm going to pump up my speed as much as possible here. The guts clear is good, the wits clear is good. I'm seeing which stat I want to pump up more. I need to try and prioritize maxing my speed here, right? So I'll click the guts here to pump it up, get a lot of power also by clicking this. Boom, big stats here, beautiful stuff, right? So we are prioritizing certain stats here. Okay, our wit is very high already. Here I have kind of a dog shit wit, and then after that I get a dog shit wit and a dog shit speed. I roll it again and it's still kind of bad, and I'm like, okay, whatever, we're done. We'll just pop the 60% here and call it a day. Sometimes like I can take this risk because I have a lot of extra whistle, so I don't mind doing it. Right, I was trying to hit for a better rainbow but never get. Then oh my god, 2 speed drop from the heavens into my hand. Beautiful stuff. Pop everything, get a fat 105 speed from that. Beautiful stuff, okay? Absolutely beautiful. 65 power. Absolute beautiful stuff, okay? That's why we are very, very happy with this kind of stuff. Oh my god, 60% carry over, we get a double rainbow. Sometimes RNG just lines up like that. Okay, so if you just get good RNG one time and it feels real good, that's just how it is. You better keep the run as much as possible already. Right, somehow we got perfect prep. Very good for the Team Child sprint. Okay, now I do Sprinter Fix also. Right, if you in the second year could not do your important G1 races, remember that some of the races actually come over to the third year, so you can just do them in the third year. Right, so just take note of that. If you miss one, don't worry, there's a third year one, so you can just do the third year one if you really have to. Okay, so don't worry so much about some of the misses of the G1s early on. If you must sacrifice them for the races, just consider in your brain first. Okay, is this an NHK mile important? Must I really do it? Oh, NHK mile, I can only do it in second year, and third year I have to do J Cup in order to get both epithets. Then okay, then maybe you don't go and sacrifice it. Right, maybe you don't go and sacrifice it. Okay. After that, for this one, we have a G2 here, but we're going to race 3 G1s next, right? 3 G1s are coming up next. Maybe I just want to make sure I pump up my weight a little bit. You see the speed is so high now. The speed is 100% going to max no matter what I do here. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'll just max my weight. There's nothing else to max already. So I'll just pop a megaphone here perhaps, or I'll just do something here, or maybe I'll just raw click the weight because I have not enough megaphones. It really depends on your risk appetite here, because you need to just find opportunities to dump your resources. You know you're not going to click any rainbows in the upcoming 3 G1s most likely, so you don't want to pop a megaphone here. So a lot of things are going through my head at this time, and I ultimately think to myself, okay, I'll just pop megaphone. Because why? I want to secure the stats now. So I pop the stats immediately. So that's what I'm doing here, right? So just pop the stats immediately, pop the megaphone, click the weight, boom, done. Alright, and after that it's racing time. Check for any awesome rainbows, but if none of them are 70 stats, then we just keep popping these, right? If you want to drop to 2 35% race cleats here and pray for the final shop to have 35% race cleat, you can go and do that, but it's not 100%. It's not 100%. Sometimes you only get 20%, sometimes you get none. Some people literally get none in the final shop. So if you want to take that risk, you will have to take it yourself, because I personally always hoard 3. I don't care if I waste it. I literally don't care. Alright, if I waste it, I don't care. I am someone that does not want to gamble on that final shop as much as possible, because I have been screwed many times. Awesome horse, I definitely don't want to risk the final race not having a 35% hammer. Alright, if the horse is trash, then you can risk it. But if the horse is awesome, I don't want to risk it. Okay, personal preference again, your choice. Okay, I don't care about the odds, it's just my gut feeling that if I were to go into the final races and I don't have enough hammers for it, I'm going to lose it. So I'm not going to go and do that. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So here we're going to go for the mile championship to go and clear this. Right, now we get the epithet if I remember correctly for the mile NHK one, if I remember correctly. I literally don't remember even as I'm recording this video, but I think we do get the epithet, right? Mouse straightaways, there we go, yeah, there we go, okay, we got it. Yeah. After that, we get the race fatigue over here because we race too much. Then I'm looking at this thing here. Remember, we are looking to dump our resources. So I'm looking at the resources here. Okay, I want to. This is my 4th race. There's nothing to race here. What stat do I need to pump up here? I think I'll just pump up my guts. So that's what I think I ultimately do here. I'll just pop a simple rainbow here. I'll pop a maybe 20% megaphone here because it will carry over into the final races also. It's 4 turns, right? Then I just click this, 18% chance. Oh, okay, never punish, right? After that, we got lucky, we got mood up also. Wow, beautiful. Okay, after that, the last turn here is just a G2. I'm thinking to myself, which stat do I need to pump up here? I think the width is a little bit too low. I want to try to get as close as possible to 1200 width here, right? Because this is a team trust horse, might as well just high score it, you know, I got nothing else to do, really, right? So I just high score this horse, and I'm like, okay, I'll probably maybe just click the width here, the megaphone's still on instead of racing, alright? So like, I don't need any more money, I already have 35% master cleat hammers, I don't particularly need anything else, so okay, I just choose to click the width raw. You can choose to race here also because you can get more skill points, also a viable option here, really. It's just me deciding, then I was like, I don't want to think anymore. But ultimately, choose the race, whatever, just choose the race. Race to get the skill points, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you need to think about the future, right? You need to think about the future a lot. It's a lot of future thoughts. It's a lot of, do I want to secure now? Do I want to get a future value? What's the opportunity cost of this decision making here? So you have to think about a lot of these. After a while, it will become innate, and then you just kind of like go with the flow and you figure it out yourself. So here I got rewarded with a 35% cleat hammer, which means I could have popped one more. Yeah. It sometimes when it happens, but sometimes when it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Okay, so be it, right? So be it. It's just how it is sometimes. So I just don't want to take the risk because I know this horse is a god horse. It's a very, very strong horse already. So I don't want to take the risk. I really don't want to take the risk. Why did I buy the fan sticks? It's because there's nothing else to buy at this point in time. So I just buy the fan sticks to farm more fans for my club. Take note that for all your clubs, all the fan thresholds will definitely be like 2 mil, 3 mil easily, right? Because make a new track, you can get so much fan bonus, it's crazy. Okay, right, after that, we are just trying to make sure we don't rest during any of these turns, make sure we can try and max out all of our stats here. I want to try and click guts as much as possible. I'm actually praying for guts rolls here, so I'm actually gonna pop my whistle because I want to click guts instead of any of this. And we got trash. You see, no rainbows here. I roll again. Anything? Okay, double guts rainbow. Holy shit, I am just him, you know? Like, obviously not the best decision, but if you just hit, you just hit. And chat is speechless, right? So sometimes it's just like that. Okay, I just go by my gut sometimes. After that, we just raise bonus here again, and we just get the more stats over here. After that, we go to the last turn, and then we just go and see what we get. And the last turn was also incredible, because the last turn, I also got a double guts rainbow, which was actually really, really ridiculous. What an absolutely ridiculous ending to the whole run. Fucking ridiculous stuff here, right? Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Chat is in absolute disbelief. They cannot believe what they're seeing here, right? Then I popped my fan hammers here. This is like UG or UG1. Chat's calling it already, and it definitely is, right? It definitely is a UG horse at the end of the day. So it's a very, very beautiful run. You can basically see what I'm trying to talk about here in terms of my top process. You can try to copy paste this top process. You can try to do your own top process, right? The thing about me using my gut instead of my brain a lot of the times is because I don't want to think too much. If I think too much, it will be 1 hour 30 minutes of sitting there, right? I don't want to think that much. I have other things to do in my day, right? So I want to try and clear as many runs as possible. So I just go by my gut. If I make some mistakes, I make some mistakes. So be it, right? It's because this run is just such a long scenario. It's just such an absolutely long scenario that I just absolutely don't want to invest too much time into this scenario. So I just do the really quick gut feelings. I know a little bit of the numbers that I need to do, and if I just roughly follow them, I will roughly get a good horse at the end, right? And of course, a lot of RNG is going to affect whether the horse can become a super high roll horse or whether it becomes a regular horse, right? Look at that, UG horse. Look at my deck, by the way. It's a Kita-san Black and a Fine Motion. It's only 2 SSRs that I own, and after that, I go and borrow 1 more card, right? Anyone can hit this kind of high roll if the rainbows just land like that. 19,000 score. Absolutely crazy, right? If I had Narita Top Road, if I had like Super Creek, if I had like more SSRs, I definitely can go even higher than that, right? So don't worry, the stronger your cards, the more stats you get, the easier it is for you to hit UGs. While for the rest of us who can't do it, never mind. Why? Because ultimately skills is more important than the stat line sometimes, right? Getting NSM and Spurt is way more important than getting the stat line to UG levels. Alright, so for the upcoming long CM, just take note of that. Okay, anyway, that's it guys. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you guys next time. If you have any other questions, feel free to go through the Discord, or just come and find me in my Ko-fi or my YouTube live streams or my Twitch live streams, and I'll try my best to answer your questions. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye.